Story 1. I had a strange leprechaun experience. I don't usually use Reddit, so I don't know if this is the appropriate spot for this, but here it goes. I had an encounter I've never been able to explain. When I was 10, I was wandering through my woods on St. Patrick's Day. By that point, I was well aware that leprechauns were not real, so I wasn't looking for anything and just killing some time. No neighbors behind our house, no anything, just woods. I knew the woods very well and was extremely comfortable spending some days wandering around. At some point, I stopped talking for a bit and was just looking around when I heard some sticks break. I looked over fully thinking I was about to see a deer, then all of a sudden walks out a 7-foot-tall leprechaun with orange hair. No mask or anything, just a huge dude dressed as a leprechaun in the middle of the fucking woods with orange hair and a beard. He didn't see me and I totally froze up. I watched him walk for maybe 10-15 seconds. The only thing I remember thinking is, I can't do nothing. I was froze, but somehow managed to yell out,
"Hey, you!"
Dude stopped in his tracks and turned his head and looked at me and sort of grinned. Lost all courage at that point, turned around and ran faster than I ever have in my life. Have no clue if he gave up the chase or not, but in my mind it felt like he was right behind me and I never slowed or looked back. This experience has drove me nuts ever since it happened because I just don't know how to explain it. Nobody knew where I was going, so it couldn't have been a setup. I've asked my parents and they both said they didn't have anything to do with it and thought I just made up the story as a kid. Thinking about it as an adult, my best guess is that I saw something that day and my brain just wasn't able to process it and my mind turned it into something I could understand. And since it was St. Patrick's Day, I ended up seeing a leprechaun. I honestly have no idea though, and it has stuck with me for years. I've never seen anything paranormal or whatever you want to call it since. I've always hated the fact that in a world where people see ghosts, UFOs, and Bigfoot, I had to see the most ridiculous thing possible. Figured I would throw it out and see if anyone has any explanations or similar experiences. Okay, so my first thought, which is also the first comment, that was just a drunken Irishman taking a pisser in the woods from like a backyard party. Yeah. That's my first thought.
No, because no leprechaun is 7 feet tall.
No, they're my height.
Stop! They're like,
I'm so short.
They're like this tall.
As I said.
Girl.
We're basically the same height. It's a dig on both of us.
We're literally like this.
Yeah, you're taller than I am. I tell people that.
Just by a fraction.
I tell everyone that.
I like being the tall one.
Yeah. This one comment says it was a lepra squatch. Yeah, I think it's very compelling.
7-foot leprechaun. I have never in my life.
What's a Sasquatch? Like 8 feet, 9 feet? Take off a couple of like inches from like, I assume the dad's the leprechaun. It's like a Chihuahua and a Doberman.
They're probably like, I'd say a Sasquatch would be like 12 feet tall.
So yeah, he's just like the little baby Sasquatch, but his daddy's a leprechaun. So
yeah,
that's why he's so short.
I guess that's that's like a good average.
And that's why his hair's red. His dad's a leprechaun.
Okay, I was like, still, I can't. I'm like trying to like compute this. Yeah, I'm digging way too deep into this. It is definitely a drunk man who came out of the woods.
It's just like a drunk
and you
guy.
probably looked at him and you were like, damn, he's tall. He was not 7 foot.
Yeah. Back when I was 3 feet tall, everyone was 7 foot. So
yeah,
you know,
you're the leprechaun. OP's actually the leprechaun. They're just trying to gaslight all of us.
Seeing what people know. Oh, his face had a strange sort of waxy sheen to it. All the features were mostly normal except for the mouth. His mouth was too long, and when he grinned, it seemed to get even bigger.
What were you on? What? Because waxy, he was probably sweaty.
Sweaty.
Because like when you get drunk, you kind of like get hot.
Especially if you're eating like corned beef, you got the meat sweats.
Yeah. Yeah, you've been drinking beer all day.
Yeah.
Depending on where you are in the world, it could already be hot. It's hot in Texas already.
As I say, when I'm drunk, my mouth is weird shit too, so I don't know.
Yeah, right. He could have just been holding his mouth at a weird angle, or
like, this looks normal, right?
You were also. Did he say he was drunk?
No, he was 10.
Oh, well, 10-year-olds make up shit all the time.
Yeah, what the fuck? You don't even know what he's on. Get out of here, you fucking kid. Just kidding. Please cut that out.
Okay, now your comment makes more sense when you said when I was a kid. I was like, okay.
Like, neat.
Ow.
I can't protect you from yourself.
Oh, that one hurt.
Imagine.
Anyway, yes. So 10 years old, everyone looks 7 foot if they're above like 6 foot.
Yep.
So Waxy Sheen, you're a kid, they're drunk.
Yep.
Yeah.
Another comment saying it's probably one of their neighbors dressed as a leprechaun. OP responds saying, I'm not denying it's possible, but the dude was way too big. Also, I don't have any neighbors or anybody that would have been around in the area. I live in the woods of Maine. Why would anybody be wandering in the middle of nowhere dressed as a leprechaun?
They were at a house party, man.
Yeah. And
The
like,
best
there's
house
really
parties.
fucking tall people. Have you seen
Yeah.
any like basketball player
NBA
ever?
players,
Yeah. They don't all go to the NBA.
Also, yeah.
Like,
Well, I'm talking about all the NBA players.
yeah.
They're like
some of them
7 foot.
just wander in the woods dressed as a leprechaun. That's all I'm saying.
But they also, like, the best house parties are at farms in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So it's St. Patrick's Day. You're trying to ball out.
Yep.
Farm in the woods.
Especially if you're in like a smaller town. What else are you going to do?
Yeah. Yeah.
House party.
Case closed.
Yeah. Day party. Bring it up. That's what I would be doing if I was a 7 foot person living in Maine, ballpark, however many years ago. So yeah, I've got nothing else to say. It was either a drunken man or a leper squatch.
Yeah. That leper squash sounds like leprosy.
It does.
So then I just think of like a Sasquatch leprechaun
With leprosy.
with leprosy.
Unfortunate combo.
Yeah. That would be really gross to see in the woods,
Yeah.
honestly.